They thought I'd cry. They thought I'd beg. They thought I'd crumble. Instead, I smiled. The day I found out my graduation savings were gone, my father's voice was casual, almost bored. "We needed it," he said, not looking at me. "Family comes first." I stared at the kitchen table where the envelope used to be. 3 years of weekend jobs, late-night tutoring sessions, birthdays where I'd pretended I didn't want gifts just so I could put away a little more. Gone. My mother didn't meet my eyes. She just kept stirring her coffee, as if I was being unreasonable for even standing there. That was the moment I understood. Love in my house was conditional. When I was younger, I believed my parents were strict because they wanted the best for me. I studied hard. I obeyed rules. I thought if I was good enough, they'd be proud. But the truth was simpler, colder. I wasn't a child to them. I was a resource, an investment to control, milk, and mold to their advantage. The savings theft wasn't sudden. It was a pattern. Birthday money? We'll keep it safe. Job income? You should contribute. I just hadn't wanted to admit it until the envelope disappeared. I could have yelled, slammed doors, told them I hated them. But that would have been emotional, predictable, useless. So I shut my mouth, and I worked harder. I took on double shifts, ate instant noodles for months, watched the decimal points in my new bank account grow, tiny and silent. But that wasn't the real plan. The real plan began the night I overheard them talking about my cousin's scholarship. "Too bad our daughter's not smart enough for something like that," my father said. I didn't cry. I didn't sleep either. I started collecting receipts, not just for my own expenses, but for theirs. Mortgage documents, car payments, utility bills. I learned their debts better than they did. I found the late fees, the default notices, the quiet desperation they tried to hide behind arrogance. They had taken from me because they thought I had no power. But power is just information paired with timing, and I was patient. The first step was making myself invisible. I didn't argue. I didn't ask for help. I let them believe I'd given up on college. I let them think they'd broken me. Then I applied for every scholarship within reach, local, national, obscure private grants. I forged an independent status, proving I was financially estranged from my parents. Every rejection taught me how to write the next application sharper, stronger. By spring, I had more than enough for tuition, books, and living expenses. But I didn't tell them. Instead, I dropped casual comments about how I was still figuring things out and might just work full-time for a while. They nodded, satisfied. They had no idea I was already accepted into a top university 3 states away. The second step was my insurance policy. I gathered every piece of evidence showing how they'd taken my savings. Bank withdrawals in their handwriting. Text messages confirming they'd borrowed it. Screenshots, copies, notarized statements from the bank teller who saw them take the cash. And then I packaged it. Neat, chronological, impossible to deny. The night before I left, I told them I'd be moving out. I didn't say where. My father smirked. "Let's see how long before you come running back." I just smiled. "You'll find out soon enough." 3 weeks later, they did. A thick envelope arrived at their door. Inside was my acceptance letter, a copy of my full-ride scholarship award, a photograph of me standing in front of my new apartment, smiling. Beneath that, the evidence, every document proving what they'd done, with a note, "This isn't for the police, yet. It's for you to remember the price of underestimating me." They didn't call, but I know they opened it because my cousin texted me that my parents had gone unusually quiet at the next family gathering. That was the point, not to destroy them, at least not yet, but to leave them with a reminder that I wasn't the powerless child they thought they could drain dry. Sometimes revenge isn't loud. It's not screaming or public humiliation. Sometimes it's living better than they ever thought you could, while they sit in the silence you left behind, staring at the proof that you won. I didn't get my savings back. I got something better. I got free.